Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, June 16th, 2025. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. I'll tell you what a fantastic night Saturday was at Bands in the Sand. A little bit hazy, probably for Sister Hazel. A great breeze, great food, great drinks, and great people, all for a great cause. I'll tell you, that event has sort of become like midnight madness for me. I always end up seeing a lot of the people that I haven't seen in almost a year. And as a bonus, the rain never materialized. As for your OMG fact for the day, crickets hear from their knees and chirp from their wings. Not sure why we needed to know that, but there you are. Anyhow, let's get into today's news, shall we? 2 men were injured in a crabbing boat explosion early Friday morning on the South River outside of Edgewater. The blast occurred just after 6:40 a.m. near Limehouse Cove, not far from the South River Farm Park. Authorities did say the 26-foot recreational vessel caught fire and exploded, sending both men into the water. Fortunately, a nearby waterman rescued them and brought them to shore, where they were transported to the Johns Hopkins Bayview Burn Center in Baltimore. Both have since been released. The cause of the explosion is under investigation by the Maryland Natural Resources Police, and as one witness put it on Facebook, it is, quote, amazing that they are alive. This marks the second recent boat explosion in the county. Back in May, a sailboat exploded in Shadyside, also sending one person to the hospital. Well, Anne Arundel County has passed its $2.4 billion fiscal year 2026 budget with unanimous support from the council. The spending plan includes a slight reduction in the property tax rate, unlike Annapolis, and major funding increases for public schools and public safety. Schools will see a record $52 million increase, adding special education staff, bilingual support, and funding for middle school athletics and early enrichment programs. The budget also supports new fire stations, expanded mental health services, upgrades to emergency infrastructure. Officials highlighted the cooperative spirit behind the vote, perhaps to remind everybody that bipartisan collaboration still does exist outside of cable news panels. One council member did note that while Washington, D.C. is stuck in a gridlock, Anne Arundel County is proving local government can still get things done. County Council member Pete Smith has officially entered the race for Anne Arundel County Executive. The three-term Democrat launched his campaign in Glen Burnie this weekend, surrounded by supporters, including State Senator Shanika Henson and former County Sheriff George Johnson. Smith's platform centers on economic growth, affordable housing, strong schools, and safe neighborhoods. A Marine Corps vet with 27 years service, Smith also brings experience in cybersecurity and nonprofit leadership. If elected, he would become the first black county executive in county history. We need a culture of excellence and an unwavering commitment to growing opportunity, Smith said. His campaign promises to bring, quote, real results, not grandstanding, a line that, ironically, might be his campaign's biggest applause line. Well, you may say, wait, how is he a three-term council member? Way back when, Councilman Darrell Jones was convicted of failing to pay income taxes and was sentenced to federal prison. Smith was selected to fill his position the rest of his term. However, when Jones got out of prison, he sued to get his job back, saying that prison was not his primary address, and he won. So, Smith was bounced, Jones came back on the council, and in the next election, Pete Smith defeated him and served a full term. When he ran for re-election, he was defeated by a crazy and unexpected upset by Sarah Lacey, who went on to serve a single term. And then Pete ran again and won to get that third term. He's at the end of that term now and is term limited. I'll tell you, politics is crazy. Over 700 people turned out for this year's Pecos Girlfriends Party on June 11th, once again filling the historic William Pecos House and Garden with food, music, fashion, and fundraising. The annual event, now in its 17th year, raised a record-breaking $190,000 to support historic Annapolis. Guests enjoyed the signature Pecatini, strolled through the vendor tents filled with jewelry, home goods, and even international travel packages, and mingled across the gardens in their best garden party attire. As historic Annapolis CEO Karen Timer Brown put it, the event has become, quote, both a GNO and an MDNO, and that stands for Girls' Night Out and a Mother-Daughter's Night Out. The event has blossomed into one of the city's most beloved traditions, and yes, that pun was entirely intended. Mark your calendars. This year's Go Bowling Military Bowl is set for Saturday, December 27th, kicking off at 11 a.m. at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis. The annual game will once again feature teams from the ACC and the AAC and will air nationally on ESPN. Proceeds will benefit Patriot Point, a retreat for wounded service members and their families. Beyond the game, fans can look forward to the Military Bowl Eve festivities and team activities throughout Annapolis and D.C. Military Bowl President Steve Beck summed it up pretty well and said, "What an awesome way to start a full Saturday of football. Brunch at the Military Bowl. Football, pageantry, patriotism, and a chance to start your day with touchdowns and tailgates. And it doesn't get any better than that. And don't forget about the parade and the world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales." EOA EPR 25. That is the discount code that will save you $5 on every general admission ticket you buy to the greatest little music festival ever. East Porter Rockin' is Saturday the 28th, and like the Pecka Girlfriends and Bands in the Sand, this is another must-attend event. Tickets are only $30, but for you, $25. You can get them at eastportarockin.com. There's no G on rocking. And again, that code is EOA EPR 25. On Friday on Canines and Crosstracks, we met Mulan, a Swiss Shepherd mixed puppy, and she has 5 other siblings, and she is oh so cute. Of course, we did have some super news as well, and if you missed it, you want to check that out. And if Mulan or any of her 5 siblings interest you, get in touch with the SPCA soon, because as puppies, they won't be around too long at all. And also on Friday, we chatted with Piff the Magic Dragon, who I had every intention of releasing this weekend, but didn't. So you want to stay tuned for that a little bit later. He's coming to Maryland Hall on the 28th, and that might be a great nightcap to East Porter Rockin'. On Saturday on the Local Business Spotlight, we sat down with Bill Kardash from Annapolitans for a Better Community. And if you live in the city of Annapolis and you feel that your taxes are too high, or maybe you're an independent or unaffiliated voter and it pisses you off that they shut you out of the primary elections, this is an episode that you need to listen to. All right, that is a wrap. First off, thank you, as always, for listening and sharing. And also a quick thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief: Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Hospice of the Chesapeake, and Mathematics. And you want to stay tuned for Ann Covington from CovingtonAlsina. She's here with your Monday Money Report and also your local Anne Arundel County weather. All that's coming your way in less than a minute.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Good morning, Anne Arundel. Get ready for your yo-yo weekend weather, man. We have all the details in today's forecast. Today, we're looking at a cooler and cloudy conditions with temps in the low 70s. Tonight, temps will drop to the mid-60s with a chance of a passing shower. Tomorrow starts to warm up again with highs just at about 80 and a chance of morning or afternoon showers. A few breaks of sun may sneak through, but don't count on a dry day. Overnight temps will drop to the upper 70s with continued chances of thunderstorms. Wednesday, warmer still with partly sunny skies in the morning giving way to increased cloud cover by the afternoon. Highs will climb to the upper 80s. Overnight lows will stay sticky in the low 70s. And as we look ahead, that pattern sticks around through the rest of the week with continued warm temperatures, high humidity, and scattered afternoon storms. We'll keep an eye on the radar and update you as things shift. That's it. Have a great week.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing it can be confusing. Anne Covington, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it for nearly 20 years. Are you ready? Now, here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Anne Covington of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. Last week was off to a great start, with the Consumer Price Index coming in lower than expected as inflation continues to approach the Federal Reserve Bank's 2% target. The market reacted favorably before dropping as a result of the Middle East tensions. With that, the S&P 500 is still positive for the year. It's up just under 2%. Hearing that the market is up may make you wonder if you're rich. And how do you define that? A Charles Schwab survey showed that, on average, Americans believe that having a net worth of $2.5 million is rich, and $778,000 is comfortable. But many people we work with have well over the comfortable figure and feel cash-strapped and, well, poor. It turns out there are many ways to define rich. One way to look at it is how much discretionary income you have. When you have a family, after children's activities, the high cost of living in this area, and saving for retirement and college, there's often not much left over. Many of these people have what's been referred to as phantom wealth. It's there, but you can't really see it. It's equity in a home and retirement account savings. These families may be well beyond comfortable and approaching rich by the survey results, but lack discretionary income. For some, being rich is being debt-free. I'm a big fan of home mortgages for a lot of reasons, but credit card and other consumer debt is generally a negative. It's like an anchor. So paying off debt and then building an emergency fund can make you feel rich. And if an emergency happens or an opportunity arises, you're ready. Sometimes a change in perspective matters. Many of us can't help but want to keep up with the Joneses. Learning that you make more than someone else makes you feel richer, regardless of the income. It's not how much you make. It's how much you make in comparison to others. But if you take a broader look, being in the bottom 10% of American earners still puts you in the top 10% in most of the world. A solid financial plan can relieve some of the anxiety and stress around money. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how much money you have. It's about the life that money enabled. Your action item this week is to take a look at your hot water heater. Draining and flushing your water heater annually can improve efficiency, extend its lifespan, and potentially prevent costly repairs. Check out our website at CovingtonAlsina.com or our Facebook page for more information on our upcoming educational events. CovingtonAlsina is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only and not intended to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk unless otherwise stated or not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and/or tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Anne Covington with CovingtonAlsina.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting MacMedics in Severna Park, where appointments are not necessary. MacMedics is an Apple-authorized premium service provider. MacMedics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. MacMedics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit MacMedics in Severna Park for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call MacMedics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.